What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into our first news. Max Holloway had some words for Gene Silva after the Brazilian fighter called him out for a BMF title fight inside the White House. Recently, Silva took to X, expressing that his dream matchup would be against Holloway for the iconic belt in such a wild setting. When Max saw the call out during a recent Kick livestream, he couldn't help but laugh and roast Silva for the bold challenge. "Did you see Gene Silva called me out for the White House? Is he smoking drugs?" Max said with a laugh. "Holy! Did he not see what Diego Lopez just did to him? This guy has got to be trolling us, bro. He needs to be concussed. That mother stays concussed, bro. Whatever he's saying, we're not gonna take it serious. Dude stays concussed, bro." What a weirdo. Max clearly wasn't holding back, mocking Silva's performance in his last fight and making it clear that a matchup between them isn't even on his radar. His tone was filled with disbelief and humor, as if he couldn't understand how Silva thought he was in a position to call him out, especially after getting dominated by Diego Lopez. The moment quickly went viral among fans, with many laughing at Holloway's sharp wit and classic chill energy. While Silva's ambition to fight for the BMF title got people talking, Holloway's response reminded everyone why he's one of the most charismatic and confident fighters in the sport. His ability to roast without taking things too seriously once again showcased that trademark blessed personality fans love to see. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Belal Muhammad has made it clear that he believes Garry is scared to face him in a 5-round fight. The two are scheduled to meet at a UFC event on November 22nd, but according to Belal, the Irish fighter refused to make the bout a 5-rounder. Speaking on the No Script podcast, Belal didn't hold back as he called Garry a coward and accused him of avoiding a longer, more grueling contest. Belal explained that when the fight was being discussed, his preference was for it to be 5 rounds, given that he's always ready to go the distance and push the pace. However, he claims that Garry and his team only agreed to a 3-round bout, something that Belal sees as a sign of weakness. "This should be a 5-round fight," Belal said. "The coward, as I said, coward Ian, he's afraid to go 5 rounds. He saw what happened to him in his last fight with Protest. He knows 5 rounds with me is going to be a different story. Why does he get to make that decision and not me? Because he's not willing to take the fight." Belal went on to say that he had to make a tough choice. Either sit on the sidelines and wait for another opportunity, or accept the 3-round deal and prove his point inside the cage. "For myself, it was simple," Belal continued. "Either you sit and wait, or you take what's in front of you. There's nobody else right now, so I'm taking this fight and I'm going to make him regret it. My mindset is to break him, to finish him. I'm going to start faster, push the pace early, and he's going to fold. That's it. There's nothing else." Belal also mocked Garry's claims of wanting to be a future champion, saying that someone who's afraid of a 5-round fight has no right to talk about chasing the belt. For him to say he wants to be a champion, that he wants to be the best, and then be afraid of 5 rounds, it's ridiculous, Belal said. "You can't call yourself a future champion if you don't have that mentality. Just take that out of your mindset. Take that out of your vocabulary." With fight night approaching, Belal seems more motivated than ever. He's determined to make a statement and expose Garry's weaknesses, whether it's 3 rounds or 5. Moving on to another news. Tom Aspinall is all set to defend his heavyweight title against Ciryl Gane this Saturday at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi. Ahead of the highly anticipated main event, Aspinall opened up about his mindset going into the fight and his approach as the reigning champion. He made it clear that he doesn't just want to hold the belt. He wants to be the kind of champion who fights often, stays active, and consistently takes on the best competition the division has to offer. "I just want to be a champion who fights often, regular, and fights the best guys," Aspinall said. "I don't want to be one of those champions who take big breaks between fights. That's what's been happening lately, and it's got nothing to do with me. I'm ready to put a stop to that. I want to be active, be a defending champion, and face whoever is next in line." Aspinall went on to say that fighting the #1 contender is what a real champion should always do. For him, Ciryl Gane is exactly that, the next best heavyweight in the world, and that's why this fight makes perfect sense. "He's the #1 contender," Aspinall continued, "so I think that's what champions should do. Fight the #1 contenders. I'm the champion, he's the next best guy, so let's fight and find out who the best really is. That's how it's supposed to go." Despite his confidence, Aspinall gave full respect to Gane's unique skill set and athleticism. He acknowledged that Gane's movement, striking, and technical ability make him a tough challenge, but he's equally confident in his own strengths. "Cyryl's a really good opponent," he said. "He's unique with his style. I've never fought anyone like him before, but at the same time, he's never fought anybody like me either. So let's get in there and see what happens." With both fighters known for their speed and technical ability, fans are expecting an explosive matchup in Abu Dhabi. Aspinall's goal is clear, to prove that he's not just the best heavyweight right now, but also the kind of champion who defines an era through action and consistency. Moving on to another news, Coach Javier Mendez has shared his thoughts on why Movsar hasn't received a UFC title shot yet, despite being one of the most consistent and undefeated fighters in the featherweight division. With an impressive 9-0 record inside the octagon, Movsar has cemented his place among the top contenders, yet he continues to be overlooked when it comes to title title opportunities. Speaking on the No Time podcast, Mendes expressed his full support for the Russian fighter and explained what he believes is really happening behind the scenes. According to Mendes, the issue isn't about skill or record, it's about marketability. He said that Movsar absolutely deserves a title shot, but isn't being pushed by the promotion because he lacks the kind of star power that drives fan interest. Look at Movsar, Mendes said. Look how long it's taken him. They're passing him up, and why? Because not many people are interested to see him, even though he deserves it. In my opinion, he's number one. He deserves the shot, but is he getting it? No. Mendes then compared Movsar's situation to that of fighters who have been given quicker opportunities due to hype and popularity rather than pure performance. He pointed to how Sean O'Malley received his title, shot after what he called a lackluster performance, suggesting that the UFC's promotional decisions are based more on who can attract attention than who's actually earned it through fighting merit. How come Sean O'Malley got title shots after that kind of performance? Mendes asked rhetorically. And now, after his last fight, if he gets another title shot, that would be a real shock. I would think he's going back to the drawing board because people aren't going to be excited to watch him after losing like that. The eyeballs aren't going to be on him anymore. Mendes went on to discuss how the UFC often prioritizes timing, momentum, and fan engagement when deciding who gets a shot at the belt. He noted that a fighter's marketability plays a huge role, even more than rankings or win streaks. It all comes down to different variables, he said. It's about who's hot at that particular time or who's in favor with the fans and the company. He also mentioned that some fighters get pushed faster simply because they have the ability to sell fights through personality, trash talk, or media attention, qualities that Movsar doesn't focus on. Instead, Movsar has let his performances speak for themselves, dominating opponents with wrestling, control, and precision, but without the flashy knockouts or outspoken persona that often catch the UFC's promotional eye. For Mendes, it's a frustrating reality because he believes Movsar has done everything right inside the cage. He's undefeated, well-rounded, and proven, yet still waiting for his moment. He deserves that shot more than anyone, Mendes concluded. But until the fans start demanding it or he gets that big push, he's going to keep being overlooked. It's not about ability, it's about popularity. Moving on to another news, RDR's head coach Harun Özcan has finally explained why he decided to stop the fight between RDR and Brendan Allen during the main event of UFC Vancouver. It was a tough night for the Dutch fighter, who started strong but faded badly as the fight went on. By the end of the fourth round, RDR was completely exhausted, struggling to even make it back to his corner. That's when Özcan made the difficult decision to call off the fight, prioritizing his fighter's health over everything else. In a heartfelt post shared on Instagram, Özcan addressed fans, teammates, and supporters who had been wondering about the stoppage. He began by thanking everyone for the incredible support they've shown throughout the year, acknowledging that it's been a hectic and emotional journey for the entire team. Friends, fans, and supporters, I normally don't share personal things here, he wrote, but I feel I owe everyone a little explanation. First of all, thank you for the amazing support we've been receiving. It's been a crazy and busy year so far. Last night didn't go as we intended. After a very strong start in the first round, things quickly started to fade, and we couldn't recover from the shots in and after the second round. Özcan went on to explain that after seeing enough warning signs, he decided to stop the fight at the end of the fourth round. I made the call to stop the fight after the fourth round, he said. I take full responsibility for that decision, and for me, it was the right call at that moment. It's not a decision I ever wanted to make, but sometimes you just have to. My job is to coach, but also to protect my fighter. I've been with RDR for basically his whole career, and I saw too many signs that told me it was time to step in. If I didn't, he would have kept fighting. Rather than risk unnecessary damage, I decided to call it a day and make sure we go home healthy. Live to fight another day. He made it clear that his decision had nothing to do with pressure from fans or critics. I absolutely don't care about pleasing others if it comes at the cost of someone's health, he continued. There's a thin line between being tough and looking out for your well-being. This sport can be brutal. Fighters sacrifice so much of their life in and out of the cage. There's no need for extra damage if it can be avoided. Most people forget they're human too. Özcan took full accountability for the outcome but said there would be no excuses. We knew what we were going for, he wrote. We're not happy with this performance, but now it's time for recovery first. We'll evaluate some things and come back stronger next year. He ended his message on a positive note, expressing pride and gratitude toward RDR. It's been an amazing year overall with all the highs and lows. I'm proud of you, my brother RDR. We've come a long way. Thank you all for the continued support. All love. Moving on to another news, Umar has fired back at Merab after the Georgian fighter loudly claimed he would hurt and demolish Umar in a rematch. Things have been heating up between the two bantamweights, and this rivalry is starting to feel more personal than ever. Merab recently dug deep, reminding everyone that he already beat Umar once, despite dealing with a serious back injury, a leg infection, and an extremely rough training camp. Now, Merab is calling for a rematch, saying that this time, he plans to finish the job for good. Umar didn't hold back in his response. Instead of backing down, he welcomed the challenge. He said he's actually happy that Merab is talking trash because it means the rematch could be closer than ever. According to Umar, the more Merab Merab talks, the easier it will be to set the fight up. And when that time comes, he's confident he'll prove Merab wrong and show everyone who the better fighter truly is. Right now, Umar is booked to fight Mario Batista at UFC 321, and he's made it crystal clear that his ultimate goal isn't just about chasing the bantamweight title. For him, revenge on Merab means more than the belt itself. Umar said this fight is personal, and payback is what drives him every single day in training. He's ready to do whatever it takes to earn that rematch and settle the score once and for all. Meanwhile, Merab is coming off a dominant win over Corey Sandhagen and is already lined up to face Peter Yan in December. The Georgian machine is on a mission of his own, looking to extend his incredible winning streak and cement his place as one of the greatest bantamweights in UFC history. If he beats Yan, it will mark his 4th major win in a row, putting him ahead of every previous bantamweight champion in terms of consistency and dominance. When Umar was asked about Merab's recent comments, he smiled and said he liked the energy. "When I saw this, I thought, nice," Umar said. "You have to be in this kind of mood because I hope you're going to take this fight again. Don't run away or go somewhere else. You had the chance to hurt me before, but it didn't happen. Why would it be different now?" He continued, saying he respects Merab's confidence but warned that things will be very different in the rematch. "We'll see," Umar added. "I like his mood, but if he really tries to hurt me this time, I'm going to show him who's actually going to be hurt." The tension between these two continues to grow, and fans are already buzzing at the thought of a potential rematch. Both men are determined, dangerous, and driven by pride. Whether it's for revenge or legacy, Umar versus Merab is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated clashes in the division. Moving on to another news. Javier Mendez, the legendary coach of American Kickboxing Academy, recently revealed what he believes to be Ilia's biggest weakness inside the octagon. During a recent sit-down interview with No Time, Mendes shared his thoughts on Ilia's impressive skill set and the areas where he still has room to improve. Mendes began by giving Ilia massive credit for his striking ability, especially his boxing. "I would say with him, stay out of boxing range. 1,000,000% stay out of boxing range," Mendes said. "He's got the best boxing in the business when it comes to MMA. His hands are fast, sharp, and extremely accurate. He's so confident in his boxing that he even believes he can beat someone like Terence Crawford. That's how confident he is." According to Mendes, Ilia's boxing is so refined that trying to trade punches with him is a mistake most fighters can't recover from. "His boxing's real good, he emphasized. "So if you're fighting him, you need to stay out of that range. Work your kicks, use angles, mix in knees, and try to incorporate Muay Thai. That would be the smart approach against someone like Ilia." Mendes also pointed out that Ilia isn't just a striker. "He's got decent wrestling," he said, "and from people I've spoken to who've trained with him, they say his jiu-jitsu is pretty solid too. So he's almost the complete package, but not quite." When pressed about Ilia's weaknesses, Mendes didn't hesitate. "The weakest link in his game would be the kicking area," he explained. "That's where he's not as strong. You have to attack his legs, keep him at a distance, and force him to deal with kicks rather than punches." Finally, Mendes mentioned that while Ilia's grappling looks good, it hasn't truly been tested against elite-level opponents. "You have to test your grappling with him to see if yours is better," he said. "It's not great, but we've yet to see how good it really is." Mendes's analysis gave fans a deeper understanding of Ilia's strengths and vulnerabilities, highlighting why the featherweight champion remains one of the most dangerous yet intriguing fighters in the sport. Moving on to another news, Daniel Cormier has spoken out about RDR's recent fight and praised his corner for making the tough but necessary decision to stop the bout against Brendan Allen. During a video on his YouTube channel, Cormier explained that the decision to throw in the towel was absolutely the right call, emphasizing how important it is for coaches to protect their fighters, even when the athlete might want to keep going. Cormier said that multiple moments throughout the fight showed just how exhausted RDR had become and how the damage had started to add up as the rounds went on. There were multiple decisions that compounded and put him so far behind the 8-ball that his corner had to stop the fight, Cormier said. He was barely able to get up after rounds 2, 3, and 4. There was no way he was going to survive another 5 minutes. Cormier praised RDR's team for recognizing the signs early and stepping in before things could get worse. His corner did him a solid, he said. They did him a favor by saying, "Hey, we'll give you the opportunity to live another day and fight another day." That's what a real team does. They put the fighter's health before everything else. He went on to mention that many times, fans and analysts criticize corners for not throwing in the towel soon enough. But in this case, RDR's coaches did exactly what they were supposed to do. "We're often hard on coaches for not being willing to stop the fight," Cormier added. "But RDR's coaches threw in the towel tonight. They gave that guy a real chance to fight again someday." Cormier's comments highlighted the professionalism and compassion of RDR's corner, showing that sometimes protecting your fighter means knowing when enough is enough. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.